Welcome to the Life of Jones, is that I need some wisdom. Here I am in my new studio. It's actually not new, it's my office. And we're not in the cemetery this week. We may return to the cemetery sometime in the future because I like that as a reminder of the final destination on this earth. And it's nice and quiet over there, except for the traffic that the recording picks up pretty well. Today, I want to talk about glass because I've been looking at glass on TV or on YouTube and studying these folks that have been making some just cool stuff with cut stained glass, cast glass, and blown glass. And those are the three areas that I'm mostly interested in right at the moment is stained glass, cast glass, and blown glass. And I'm going to start a program. I'm going to start a class in at Pratt in Seattle, and I'll have a link for that below, for their beginners blown glass class. And I'm really excited about that. And the reason that I wanted to do that in the first place was so that I could make my own glass to build stained glass. I mean, so that I could have complete control over my stained glass projects, so that I would actually make the glass that are used for stained glass. And that, I mean, and it's a process. I mean, I don't know if I have enough time left to figure it out, to learn it all, because it's a little tricky to blow the glass and lay it out and spread it out. And that's what they did back in the 12th century, the Middle Ages. They would have the artisans. The artisans would either blow or spin glass to make it flat. They would blow cylinders, big cylinders like this, and then cut them and then flatten them and squish them down and flatten them, or spin them out like a plate. So, I just found that out today, that sounds kind of like a really, maybe an easier way to achieve that nice level glass. So anyway, so the artisans would blow the glass and flattened it out, and then cut it and put it into the cathedrals that they were building at the time. And I just thought that process must be really cool, to be able to go from a piece of sand, a bucket of sand, basically, and pot ash, melt that down to get glass, and then add the cobalt, or add the, not chromium, but what the hell would they add? They would add something, gold, I guess, to make red, cobalt to make blue, and copper to make green. And then they'd blow that in, and they put that in the glass, melt it down, blow it out, flatten it, and cut it so that they would make the cathedral stories. I guess God kind of wanted to be a rainbow color. And so, but that's what he did. I'm gonna push on. So then I started looking at people that glued glass sheets together, and there's some epoxy that works really well for that. It's kind of expensive, it's like $50 for 2 little bottles that are, Hexol, something like that. Hextol, I think, is the name of it. And it's expensive. So I haven't gotten that yet. But to glue glass so that you don't see the epoxy at all, you don't actually even see the seams or the joints when you glue epoxy, or when you put sheet to sheet, flat. And you can do all kinds of stuff with that. And then there was a guy, and his name is, I'll dig it up here in a second. His name is, what is his name? Not that one. Colin Reid. Colin Reid's video, and I'll put a marker on that guy. He would cast an impression of something, rock in this case, and then build that impression into a mold, turn the mold into glass, and the glass would then look like that rock. The rock edges combined with nice and smooth polished glass that, I mean, it really is quite lovely. So he does that. And there's a bunch of different places. Pratt is one place where you can learn. And Dale Chihuly started the Pilchuck School here in Washington, and it's it's like a whole experience all to itself, because it's off in the woods, and you probably eat granola or something. But I mean, I've been there once, and it's worth the trip. just for the atmosphere, it's worth the trip. And I think that the education that you can get there is probably, or that I hope I can get there. I want to go there. I'm not sure if I'll get there this summer or next summer, but I want to go there. So anyway, so you know, the question always comes up: why am I doing this? Why am I pursuing glass at 68 and 3/12, whatever it is? That's not 3/12. It's a little more than that. I'm a little closer than that, to 69. It's the life of Jones, right? I mean, if I don't keep finding something, then I'm gonna sit more in front of the TV and get fatter in front of the TV, and I won't have any spark. And the spark is the part that is most important. If I act like a fool here, I've acted like a fool most of my life. And there are people out there that would categorize me as foolish. And that's okay. Being foolish is okay. And I can't think of a quote about that, but it's okay. Because I'm going to die happy, and I'm going to die learning stuff, and I'm going to die, you know, getting my hands dirty with the stuff that I want to get my hands dirty with, you know, changing the oil on my car, or making glass, or, you know, whatever. So next week, we're going to talk a little bit more about that part of it. Next week, we're going to talk about Carl Jung and his psychology of the shadow. And I'll be producing that on Thursday next week. Thanks.